Photosynthesis C1.3. Main ideas are light-dependent reactions, which include excitation, the electron transport chain, reduction and photolysis of water, cyclic versus non-cyclic photophosphorylation, light-independent reactions, and which include the Calvin's cycle. So light-dependent reactions. So these happen on the membrane because that's where the light hits. As you can see, this is a membrane structure. So there's excitation, electron transport chain, and photolysis of water sometimes. Explain that soon. So here in step 1 is the excitation of electrons. So these these low energy electrons receive light energy from the photosystems. This is photosystem 1, this is photosystem 2, because this one was discovered first, and yeah, that's it really. I know it's stupid. So step 2, these excited electrons simply step through these remember the proton pumps from before, right? And then they pump out the hydrogen ions, or the protons, into here, and those protons go through ATP synthase and create ATP. Similarly to cellular respiration, just much quicker. And then these electrons pass through to photosystem 1. Now, in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, this electron is then used to reduce NADP into NADPH. As it's here, it gets released, the energy from the electron, or just a full electron, into NADPH. So you need to replace this electron here in the photosystem 2. And you do that by photosystem 2 actually splits water, water the plant has, into oxygen, protons, and the excited electron, or just an electron. So this electron gets here, and then it will be excited through the light energy, and it will go through. So cyclic versus non-cyclic. So we sort of covered cyclic, or we covered non-cyclic. It uses both photosystems. It reduces NADP through the electrons, and water lysis is needed to replace the electron through the photosystem 2. However, in cyclic, which is mainly used to produce enough energy so non-cyclic can start, or really bare bones, because it produces a lot less energy because NADPH is not reduced, or NADP is not reduced. As you can see, no reduction of NADP. There's only one photosystem because you don't need the water lysis, which occurs in photosystem 2. And yeah, no electron is used up, so no water lysis is needed. So light-dependent reactions. So there's carbon fixation, reduction of G3P, and regeneration of RUBP. So it starts off with ribulose biphosphate, which is a 5-carbon compound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 2 phosphates. And with the assistance of ribisco, which is an enzyme, carbon fixation happens, which means these 3 carbon dioxide atoms fixes itself to this RUBP, creating a 6-carbon 2-biphosphate, or 2-phosphate compound. And so this compound is very unstable, so it splits into 2,3-PGA, right? 2,3-PGA. Then with the ATP, as you can see, total ATP and 6 total NADPH, it reduces this 3-PGA into 2 into wait, there's 6 3GPa, right? And it gets converted into 6 G3P. So this G3P gets reduced further into TP, and TP goes off to make glucose, right? That's what makes glucose. So this needs to happen 6 times, because you need 6 carbon atoms, and only 1 carbon atom goes to make glucose, right? So now there's 5 G3Ps left, and this gets recycled. It regenerates 2 RUBP through 3 ATP molecules, and then it goes through the cycle again until eventually you make the glucose. That's really it for this unit. So oxygen is produced during photosynthesis. What is the source of oxygen inside the plant? Air spaces in the leaf? Not quite. Carbon dioxide? Absolutely not. Glucose? Well, no, we don't use glucose. We make glucose in photosynthesis. And we're talking about oxygen. Water? Absolutely, because as you remember, in the light-dependent reactions, in non-cyclic, you use water and split it to make oxygen as a byproduct, protons as a byproduct, and the electron. So it's D, water. What is light energy used for during photosynthesis? To produce carbon dioxide, to produce water molecules. These two are definitely not. Although you might think carbon dioxide, well, no, we're using it to in light dependent. These are only light dependent because you need light. You want to split water, or you want to excite electrons, right? So C, to produce energy, or ATP, absolutely. This could definitely be a viable option. D, to break down sugar molecules. Well, no, we're not breaking down sugar molecules, we're building them. So it's C. And that's all for today's video.